In January 2026, Bishop Michael Martin of Charlotte made a decision that quickly shocked many Catholics. He ordered every parish in his diocese to remove portable kneelers, prie-dieux, and temporary altar rails. His reason was simple. He believed kneeling during Holy Communion disrupted the unity of the Eucharistic procession. According to the bishop, everyone standing together better represented community worship. But for many Catholics, the issue went far deeper than church organization. To them, kneeling is not just a personal preference. It is a sign of worship, humility, and adoration before Christ. For centuries, Christians have knelt before God. The image goes all the way back to the Magi kneeling before the infant Jesus. That is why the reaction was immediate. 31 priests from the Diocese of Charlotte signed a formal dubia and sent it to the Vatican. They asked an important question. Does a bishop actually have the authority to forbid Catholics from kneeling to receive communion? What made the situation even more surprising was that these priests were not all traditionalist rebels. Many were ordinary pastors serving local parishes. Some even described an atmosphere of fear and retaliation inside the diocese. And this debate is not limited to Charlotte. In Chicago, Cardinal Blase Cupich has also encouraged standing for communion. Reports suggest the goal was partly to keep communion lines moving smoothly and to avoid individuals drawing too much attention to themselves. For critics, that explanation reveals a much bigger problem inside the modern church. Over the past several decades, many churches removed altar rails. These rails once symbolized the separation between the ordinary world and the sacred space of the altar. In many places, they were replaced with open communion lines that looked more practical and efficient. To some Catholics, this changed the feeling of the Mass itself. They argue that the focus slowly shifted from awe and mystery toward convenience and uniformity. Instead of emphasizing the sacred presence of Christ, the liturgy began to feel more like a community gathering. Because of that, kneeling has started to stand out. And that leads to the deeper issue at the center of the debate: belief in the real presence. According to a study by Pew Research Center, only 31% of U.S. Catholics say they believe the Eucharist truly becomes the body and blood of Christ. For many believers, that statistic explains everything. A person kneeling during communion silently declares that they believe something supernatural is happening at the altar. That visible act of reverence becomes powerful in a culture where belief itself is fading. At the same time, another trend is emerging. Studies from Center for Applied Research in the Apostolate and the National Catholic Reporter show that younger Catholics, especially Gen Z and Millennials, are attending Mass more often than many expected. And many of these young Catholics are embracing traditional practices again, not because they want to recreate the past, but because they're searching for authenticity, reverence, and deeper meaning. Figures like Cardinal Robert Sarah have also defended kneeling and receiving communion on the tongue. He warned that casual attitudes toward the Eucharist weaken belief in the sacred. In the end, this debate is about more than posture. It reflects two very different visions of the Church. One side focuses on unity, order, and efficiency. The other focuses on mystery, reverence, and visible devotion before Christ. That is why this conversation has become so emotional for many Catholics around the world. Because for them, kneeling is not about politics or rebellion. It is about what and who they believe is truly present in the Eucharist.